Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, we talked about this a little earlier today, and that is Showtime Sports is no longer going to exist. Paramount is getting out of that business, and therefore PBC is going to have to move on and find a different network. Now, you and I have known about this for weeks, but it just took a lot of people some time to wrap their minds around this and get an official notification and or somebody who is officially saying that PBC is no longer with that outfit, and Boxing Scene is not a better source for that, considering that they're also part of Paramount. Now, we got to think about something that's very important, Jay, and I know a lot of people are not thinking about this, but it's Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, Jay, as you may know, Jaron is not signed to PBC. He's actually signed directly to Showtime Sports, which means that more than likely either his contract is going to be dissolved or, I don't know, something to that effect. Now, we thought about this weeks ago and had heard that actually there was an opportunity for Jaron Ennis to hop on over to ESPN as a part of this whole debacle, if you will. Now, I don't know if that's something that's actually going to occur. I have not gotten that from anybody from Team Ennis or anything of that nature. But this is something that was floated out there to us that we felt could have possibly had some merit to it. But of course, with things like this, sometimes we're not going to say everything that we've heard that's out there that's currently pending or could come to fruition because, quite frankly, in this particular situation, we don't know what's going to occur. But let's think about that, man. What's next for Jaron Ennis in this situation? Because I know a lot of people are not thinking about that. Ennis would have the opportunity, I guess, to go to ESPN, but why would he do that? Like, what welterweights does ESPN and or Top Rank have over there for Jaron Ennis, for Ennis to make a name? Really wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, right?
Alexis Rocha.
Alexis Rocha.
He's with,
that's Golden Boy. That's Golden Boy, exactly. So,
Yeah.
what welterweights do they have over there? None that I can think of that would actually move the needle in regards to Jaron Ennis in his career. So, you would think at this point, Jaron Ennis will be looking at signing maybe officially to PBC. I mean, he's fought on a number of different cars that to me feel like PBC cars, although they're Showtime. We know that there's an affiliation there. And certainly he's faced some of the PBC fighters. And I would say PBC probably has a better foothold in terms of the 147-pound division, considering the fact that the current undisputed champion is signed to PBC for at least one more deal. And not only that, from my understanding, things have gone well in terms of that relationship with Terrence Crawford and the PBC. So it's possible that Terrence Crawford may be in business with the PBC even longer if the Errol Spence rematch goes through. Of course, if he screws that up, then I would say that there's a strong possibility that might not end up materializing in the way that they would hope. But we'll see what happens there. But Jaron Ennis, I have to think that he's going to go and sign with the PBC. I mean, at this point, he's going to have to try to find a home, somebody that's going to be behind Jaron Ennis. And quite frankly, I think he's probably the hottest fighter in the sport. And I'm talking about young fighters that are coming up, who has the most potential to be the next big superstar in the sport. Now, will he hit, Floyd Mayweather type popularity or Gervonta Davis, type popularity? Probably not. Probably not, because he doesn't have that kind of personality. But could he get to like a Errol Spence level or a Terrence Crawford level? Absolutely, and that's substantial as far as I'm concerned. So I would love to see him go ahead and join the PBC. But Jay, what's your thoughts on what could happen in regards to Jaron Ennis? Because that's the first thing that popped into my mind when I first heard about Showtime possibly getting out of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, I think he might just he can still play it safe and just be a free agent and still have more loyalty towards PBC, because that's where he's really going to get his fights and cut his teeth at. Because looking at the people at 147, as you said, the top dog, but he's PBC for at least one more fight. Then you have Mario Barrios, you have Cody Crowley, you have Keith Thurman, even Ellis. He just beat Roman Villa not too long ago. So I mean, it makes no sense for him to go elsewhere right now. I would probably either align with PBC or still try to do your free agency type style deal. And that way you can still rock with PBC as far as, since they have the fighters at that weight class. I mean, the only fighter that's coming up to 147 that I can think of for Top Rank that has a name and it doesn't look that good no more after the way he lost his last fight at 140 was be Josh Taylor. Because Taylor said he was moving to 147. But other than that, as far as top rank side, nah. Golden Boy, you have Alexis Rocha and your boy Blair the Flair. Um, but
As far as
yeah,
who
I
now?
think he's better off.
Talking about Golden
Huh?
Boy? You talking about Golden Boy now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Golden Boy. Although Blair Flair is saying he wants out of Golden Boy since he hasn't fought over a year. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think he'll still do something, either stay the free agency route or line with PBC, because that's what's going to be best for him at 147. Because no one else is really hitting like PBC right now. You know, especially with them keeping Bud at least for one more fight, and who knows what Bud may or may not do. I truly doubt Bud's going to fight Boots since he's the mandatory, but I don't see him fighting Boots also because of from a monetary standpoint. But on Boots, I'm staying on the side where I can rock with PBC more or less than any other networks, because they have the players at 147 for me.
Yeah. That's what makes the most sense at this point. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm pretty sure we'll start hearing rumors in terms of Jaron Ennis and what may be next for him.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, we could probably dig around and find out what's more than likely going to occur. But, you know, a lot of times when you find out this information, it's just not for public consumption, and therefore we don't put it out there. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I think Boots needs to definitely align himself with the PBC. Personally, I don't think he should be a free agent, because I don't think that's going to necessarily benefit him to that extent. I think you need to be a free agent when you're in a situation where you're a hot commodity and or a big name. And even with Canelo Alvarez, he didn't just become a free agent and just kind of fight with the PBC. He signed a multi-deal contract, a multi-fight contract, because that's how you solidify yourself, and that's how you get some of the biggest fights with that entity, because they're going to be willing to put those fighters in the ring with you when you're signed with them. So Jaron Ennis doesn't have the name in order to be a free agent, in my personal opinion. I don't think that's the move that he should make. And that's not a knock.
The EJ blueprint.
Excuse me?
He should follow the EJ blueprint in a sense.
Which is?
He still has his own promotional company. In a sense, he's still utilizing that, because I think Boots has his own promotion company too.
Yeah, he got Boots Promotion.
Yeah,
but a lot of those promotional companies, they're just in name, bro. They're just in name. Like they're not really promotional entities. They're not really promoting anything. They're just they're just in name. So I don't know how beneficial that truly is. I mean, you know, it is what it is. We'll see what ends up happening. I just don't think he has the name to be an entity all in and of himself. So it is what it is.
Not yet. He has the talent. He has potential talent, but not the name.
And even with his promotional company, doesn't his promotional company need a television deal? And so who's he
following EJ?
Yeah, I would just sign with PBC, and so you know that you get the opportunity to be broadcast, because that whole promotional stuff. Yeah. Anyway. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section. What could be next for Jaron Ennis? I don't know. We did hear rumors about ESPN. I did not understand why that would be the case, to be quite frank with you. But we'll see what ends up happening. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, and Sports Media, and we are out.